And so the number one thing I want from anybody that is on here right now, and when I see that there's just one, I don't even know if that's me or if there's another person here. I really don't care right now. But I know that this post is going to be, after I'm done doing the live, it's going to be available as just a video on Substack. It's going to be on YouTube. The audio is going to be on Spotify and probably other places. I really don't know. Um, and now the newest development is that there's Substack opportunity within Apple TV and apparently also Google TV. So I haven't been able to find it yet uh, in Apple TV, but I don't know if I need an Apple TV because I have it on my phone and I have it on my TV. But I've never really dealt with Apple TV that much. I don't know if I need to have it within an actual Apple TV to access it, to download that Substack app within. I don't know. I'm going to find out soon. Maybe not today, probably this weekend. Anyway, enough of all that rambling. The point is, wherever you're seeing this from, send in a comment and let me know on the Substack post about this, please, if you would. Um, One of the things I like to do is always end my Substack with some kind of mystery word and then see who got all the way to the end of the video. So we'll probably do that again. But anyway, I just get out of the habit of being over here. And really, I'm like, I'm not getting paid by Substack to say this, but Substack is absolutely just the ideal platform because of all those things. I do the one post and it goes to so many places, right? And so wherever you like to navigate, I'm there. And that could be a nightmare if you're trying to get away from me, but then hopefully that's not the case. If it was, just let me know what I'm doing wrong, or just move down the street when you see me coming, just cross over and go the other way. Whatever, it's up to you. But anyway, I do have a lot of stuff to talk about specifically over here because I haven't been on over here for about a month. Like I said, you can find me on TikTok every day. I post there every day. I post on IG every day anyway. But live streams every day, 11 o'clock on Central at TikTok. I'm on there for 30 minutes. Um, but this is going to be where you're going to be able to find me moving forward. Anyway, I got a ton of stuff to talk to y'all about because it always surprises me that there are people that will listen to the entirety of whatever I'm talking about, you know? And, I mean, I've been doing woodcuts for a long time, right? I've been making woodcuts for over 35 years now. Hard to believe. And, been a full-time artist for just about 4 years. It'll be 4 years in April, which is insane because it's been the best 4 years of my life. I've had so much more freedom and un, unbelievably, I haven't necessarily gotten more work done than when I had a job, but I'm able to move pieces around and do what I want to do. And like, hey, I could never do this right now at 12:07 Central Time if I was working, right? So I can think up any idea to go somewhere, cook up a project that'll take me to another part of the world or another part of the country. And instead of trying to like balance my time away from work, I'm able to, like, that is my work. I need to go away. I need to go here. I need to make a woodcut, need to, you know, whatever else it is I do. So, anyway, there's a lot of things going on. And one of the most exciting developments, it's not 100% yet because, uh, I just interviewed for it and I would say it's 99% going to happen, but of course things happen sometimes. But I believe that I'm going to be the artist in residence at this incredible summer camp thing. Also, not to mention, I didn't finish that. Uh, I am doing uh, I am doing a printmaking, color woodcut think we call it Woodcuts for Love and Money or something like that, um, at Penland in April. So that's cool. I'm excited about that. There's still an opportunity. There's still some openings. I mean, the class is a definite, but if you wanted to squeeze in, there's room. So that's fun. But this thing is going to be a little bit different. It's here in New Orleans. It's at the Country Day Creative Art Camp, I think is the full title. And there's like 300 kids from 7 to 17 or whatever. And I won't be teaching a particular class. I'm going to be working on my project, whatever it is, and utilizing their help and their involvement. But it's all going to be my vision to do what I want to do with and to find ways to work with the kids to get them to make some things that, that they can take away and that they can interact with. And so, I've been using my live opportunity on TikTok, especially to talk about some of these ideas and to kind of start welcoming input from y'all. So, because it's like, it's going to be a really cool project and it's really open ended. Um, but I'm basically going to have this giant room to do an installation in and to work for 5 weeks, putting it together and supplying it with whatever. And of course, it's going to be woodcut based, right? But I'm thinking that most of the actual structures are going to be um, cardboard, because there's just going to be this phenomenally abundant amount of really heavy duty, double walled cardboard that they use for a ton of projects over there anyway. So there's going to be a ton of cardboard to work with. So I'm going to be wheat pasting, maybe even printing directly onto some of the cardboard, but I'm just going to be covering every square inch of every little tiny bit of cardboard, giant cardboard, anything I can get. It's going to all be a part of the project, which is just going to be called the Woodcut Funhouse. We're going to make a fun house just for kids to go wild in, you know, and have a good old time and see a ton of clowns and skulls. And I don't think, I mean, like, and I said this yesterday, but I don't really do scary things anyway. But maybe, I mean, it's all through the eye of the beholder, as they taught us in the Twilight Zone. But I don't think my Frankenstein is scary, but I guess if you're a kid, maybe you would. I don't think my witches are scary, but I guess if you were a kid, but but I think they're also just kind of classic Frankenstein's, witches, skulls, that kind of stuff, clowns. But when you think of like a carnival or a circus, and then specifically the fun house and just dark, that's well lit with black lights and fluorescent colors and strobe lights and layers of sound and just things that you can interact with. I'm so excited about just envisioning this thing and then making it happen. Right. And it's, of course, there's going to be elements of a maze and we're going to have different things going on in there. It's going to be just whatever ideas come to me, however they come. If I generate them or if you send them to me. So I really want your input on this, right? Um, I'm looking at different materials to work with besides collaging into the cardboard. I went looking for Mylar yesterday. I didn't find any, so I got to go somewhere else. But, printing on Mylar and having layers of color for transparencies and, working with projectors and, you know, I had a mailer tube the other day and I cut off, I didn't need the whole length of it. And I have this little scrap, but I saved it because I thought that I would make it into like, this one's a little tight to actually go over my face. It smashes my nose. But I thought that like I get the 12-inch tubes and make masks, paper mache into here, wheat paste into here, and start doing some masks. And then also, you know, just the idea that with the full length of the tubes, being able to look into these tunnels and seeing things, stepping up into spaces and looking around, kind of like a periscope, and seeing things, boxes that Like, I love the idea. I need to work on that maybe this weekend, but I love the idea of a box that's attached to the wall. And of course, there's artwork all on the outside of the box, but then you can step up into the box and you're looking in a separate room and you're seeing, you know, the four sides of a different room that's all within this box, right? Not necessarily a room. I'm not trying to like tr- play any tricks on your eyes, but just like, oh, here's a face, here's a face, here's a, whatever, you know. But I also was thinking how kind of cool it'd be, and just because like the ideas or whatever, right? I can have a million ideas. I only have to use 306 of them, right? I only have to use 12 of them, whatever. But the ideas, they're free to have. And I was thinking how cool it'd be to make some little cardboard skate park, little jump ramps and different bowls and stuff that were attached to the wall. And, you know, you ride your fingerboards through and they're inked up, right? And so like you're like drawing with the wheels of your skateboard on the cardboard as you're going through ink and just doing just fun stuff to make a mess and fun stuff to it's good to get a little dirty. It's good to like get a little bit all of that. And so there's just a ton of ideas that are coming together, but I definitely welcome your input. Like I said, when this is over and I post it, if you happen to be on Apple TV looking at Substack and you find me, let me know. If you're on YouTube and you find me and you're watching it on YouTube, let me know. Of course, it goes specifically to my YouTube channel. So, there's people that go there anyway. Of course, we probably post some of this to IG and to TikTok, but I'm just really curious where people are encountering me, right? Um, Something I just got a 10% battery, low power message. I'm gonna probably just keep going until we get down to 2% and then stop. So Valentine's is right around the corner. Today's January 21st, I think. And I just printed this up last night. I think I just posted a video about it on Instagram that we have these little prints. They're not even in the shop yet. I usually get them in the shop and then post about it, but I wanted to go ahead and make the post. These will be available at Woodcut Funhouse later today. These little skull Valentine's prints, of course. And then, the real reason I did it was, man, don't you dig the uh, red shirt with bleach? I think that's pretty cool. That's pretty tough. I got that one for myself. I think this one looks really nice too, right? Absolutely love just the kind of vintage feel of these ivory shirts with the red ink. So those are available, and I actually um, I'm getting ready to put it together where if you buy two shirts, you'll get a print for free, or you could buy a shirt, or you could buy the print. But like, kind of a little incentive thing, right? I didn't invent that, but we're going to work with that. I haven't posted about this anywhere. I've talked about it on my live streams on TikTok, but I don't think I've shown anybody in Instagram or anywhere else. Definitely on Substack. Uh, so my twins, Vivian and Ian, they're 16. The reason we moved to New Orleans was so that they could go to this school, NOCA, the New Orleans Center for Creative Arts. Um, it's a great art school for them. They they do NOCA offers a full day of academics and then the creative parts from 1 o'clock until 5. Um, my kids are still doing homeschool because it works out better for us, and we've they've loved this hybrid day that they have. But anyway, so they're home with us until 1. But that's why we moved to New Orleans. And Vivian, of course, I post about her all the time because she's making some kick-ass woodcuts. You should follow her wherever she is on Instagram. Uh, Vivian's Pear Tree is what her Instagram is called. Anyway, course, and then Ian has, I think his Instagram is Ion, like because people always call him Ion, even though it's Ian, ION instead of IN. The IONSTEW is his TikTok and his Instagram, but he's studying media arts over there. He's doing a lot with 3D animation, and he's learning stuff for excuse me, video games, and he's really learned a ton in a short time. And anyway, so I was looking for the actual woodcut robot. Well, here I can rip this off the wall. There's so many different things to talk about, but including, you know, we did this I haven't forgotten I was talking about Ian, but we did this collaborative work with Lady Lazarus studio, uh, print shop in Houston, right? Their gallery part of their business is called Neon Eye. Anyway, we did this for the Designer Con in Las Vegas back in November. Next year, I plan to be at Designer Con, but so we made this limited edition screen print version of this classic robot woodcut that I have. And I know there's a little glare, but I think it looks like it's a cruddy little frame, but I think it looks great in a frame. It's an incredibly rich print um, that those guys screen printed. It's a little smaller than the actual woodcut. I like it better than any version of the woodcut that I've ever printed. Those are available in the at the Woodcut Funhouse, of course. Anyway, but I wanted to show you that this is the robot that we had, and then Ian is getting very adept at Blender, which is what he uses most of the time. And for when he's building his 3D models. And he was able, so this is like, I just was so anxious. I didn't clean it up. We didn't sand it down much. We didn't try to smooth it out. This was just our first one. We've had a 3D printer for a while, but we almost never used it at all. And he put together, he built this, and I think he did a really good job. We just need to do a better job on cleaning them up and then painting them, because obviously there's much more potential for color than there is. We just printed that with black filament, spray painted it, and I just moved on to the next thing. But we're gonna make bigger ones of these, as well as maybe smaller. And I make a ton of robots, but trying to figure out what our next thing is going to be with that, because I have wanted to make toys. I have wanted to make three-dimensional stuff that people, you know, uh, I'm more excited about the idea that this robot, no matter how much cooler the robot itself is, um, will come in a box, and I'm more excited about designing the box. But Ian just was able to blast this out in almost no time. He's like, okay, so, boom, boom, beep, and he's got the body of the robot is floating around on his screen in 3D. And then, okay, well, we'll pop the head on there. We'll make it this big. And the whole time, the whole time, he's also got this image is within that 3D space that he's working with in the blender. And so he's able to really kind of get it to look exactly the way that he wanted to do it. But I just thought that it's such a cool collaboration. So happy to be able to work with Ian in some ways, because Vivian and I have a much better um, connection as far as how I can help her with what she's doing, because she does a ton of lino cuts and woodcuts. Anyway, I'm digging the robot. They're not available yet, but we're going to get this thing together soon, clean it up a little bit, tweak it a little bit. But these are going to be an option for the world soon. But I just love the idea that I can work with my kids. You know, I mean, I've got the other kids that are in college, and that's a different thing. Love that, of course. So nice when we're all together. We had a month of all being together here in New Orleans. They all went back to school, but to be able to work daily with Ian and Vivian, of course, Evan. he's getting ready to start. My 10-year-old, he's getting ready to start his Substack page this week. He has an incredible series that he does on YouTube called Sir Reads a Lot, where he reviews books. Kid is uh, a reading machine, and he is like a total natural on camera. Like he just does it. I don't give him any input. He just goes for it. I mean, I give him input after the fact, but he just attacks it. I love them. They make me laugh. They're pretty damn good. I got to say, you should watch them on YouTube, but even more so, be able to subscribe to his Substack very soon, hopefully this week. Anyway, super proud of all my kids. I just am so lucky to be able to be home with them as much as they're here, to be able to be home with them, right? And and then also even better, you might say, so nice that Julie's here and I just get to spend my whole damn day with my family every day because of printmaking, right? So the more shirts you buy, the more art I get to make, the more art I make, the more fun trips we get to do together. And I just love being home with my people, or being with my people in another part of the world for that matter too. So anyway, like I said earlier, I've never been happier than these 4 years. It's all up to me to figure out different projects and different things that we can do to go see different parts of the world and just be together. Man, what a fortunate time. Anyway, so at Woodcut Funhouse, we were talking about. Now I got to talk quick because my um, phone is down to 4%. So I'm going to go ahead and go. But ton of stuff at Woodcut Funhouse. I took some stuff off. I'm adding stuff back, but there's a ton of shirts, some edition prints, new stuff coming. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I'm down to 3%, so I'm going to hit it. Like I said, let me know where you're seeing this. If it's an interesting place like Apple TV or Spotify where you're hearing it, YouTube, whatever. You don't have to go, I'm seeing it because you sent it to me from your Substack. That one's obvious. Don't send me that one. Anyway, I do love comments. I love your input. Please give me some. And we're going to say that the word of the day that lets me know that you got all the way to the end of all of this rambling is berserk, right? So if you tell me berserk, I know you got to the end, right? And we'll just leave it at that. I love that game Berserk, and I'm looking over there at that little miniature arcade version of it. Anyway, Berserk. Thanks, guys. We'll see you very soon because I'm going to be on here much more frequently, for better or worse. Take care. Have a great day.